Okay, so if you're using an open source AI model in LM Studio, for example, and you enable a web search via Brave Search or DuckDuckGo MCP, you might have realized that it might take several seconds just to finish one search process, and sometimes it can consume up to a minute just to give you a basic info. And I think this could be a huge barrier for anyone who wants to switch to a local open source AI model, because the web search capability is very slow, and the ones that are fast are usually expensive and a bit more complicated to set up. However, now we have a new option that is not only affordable, you can even use it for free, and it is also very easy to install in LM Studio. And the name of the tool is Parallel Search. So recently they just introduced the turbo mode, and the turbo mode is their fastest option, and it is premium, but you can use it for free. You can create an account and they will give you some quotas every month, so I think that's quite generous. But if you're okay with a little bit of extra delay, then you can use the basic mode, and the basic mode is something that anyone can use for free without even creating an account on this platform. So the basic mode is going to take about 1 second to finish, whereas the turbo mode is 1/5 of a second, so it is about 200 to 300 milliseconds. And as you can see, it is actually faster than the other options like Brave Search, Exa Instant, Tafeli, Syrup API, and perhaps many more. But if you want to use the turbo mode or the advanced mode, which are more sophisticated, you have to create an account, you have to set up the API key. However, if you want to just be able to get a faster answer when using LM Studio, when using your AI tools in your computer, then I think you can use the basic search mode in Parallel AI just fine. And let me show you how you can install that to LM Studio easily, because again, you don't have to use any API key. So to do that, you can open LM Studio on your computer, and you might want to start a new chat, and just make sure that you have an AI model available on your computer that has access to tool calling. So that there is basically a type of an AI model that can use tools, and the tool that we're talking about is the web search tool. So just make sure that the model has this tiny hammer icon, so that's an AI model that can use a tool. That is very important. And also you might want to use a model with the size of at least 4 billion parameters, because I think that is a lot more consistent than anything below that size. Anyway, let's continue. So right here, I'll just minimize LM Studio. And if you open this page, and don't worry, I'm going to put the link of this page in the description down below, you'll see the documentation about how to install the Parallel Search MCP. There are many different methods depending on the tools that you're using. There are methods for Goose AI, for Claude, for Cursor, and some other popular AI tools out there. But if you're using LM Studio, then it is very simple. You can click the Install in LM Studio button, and you can click Open LM Studio. There you go. So here, sorry about that, LM Studio should open automatically, and just click Add, and there you go. So the MCP, the Parallel Search MCP, has been added to your LM Studio installation. Now, if you click Edit MCP.json, or you can also click Install and click Edit MCP.json, you'll see that there is a new line, which is the Parallel Search MCP. So in case you want to install it manually, you can actually just copy the MCP code. So it should be down here. It is the same code, just copy it, and then you can paste that to LM Studio MCP.json file. Either way, it's the same thing. Now, to use it, you can start a new chat. And let me just load the perhaps Gemma 4 model. I'll try Gemma 4 with 4 billion parameters. Okay, I will try that. And when it comes to the context length, you can set it to be at least 64,000. That's the number that I'm quite comfortable if I'm using a web search. If you set anything below that, then there is a good chance AI might not be able to finish the search process because it is running out of space. So make sure that you are setting the appropriate amount of context length for the model. So after that, just click load model. And here I actually have other web search MCPs available. So I'll just disable the ones from DuckDuckGo. And I'll just leave MCP parallel search MCP to be enabled. And I do recommend to set the permission to be always allow all tools. So it's not going to keep asking you permission every time it wants to access or search something on the web. Now let's try something that is simple. What is or who is the WC or World Cup 2026 winner? And then the query, we should be able to get the answer very quickly. Okay, it is a thinking model, so it might take a few seconds to think. And now it is using the web search, it got the answer, and now it is processing the answer. And there it goes. So it was really quick, honestly. It took like less than 5 seconds. It's maybe like took 4 or 5 seconds to finish. And if you compare that against the other options, it is significantly faster. And again, you don't have to use any API key. So I think that's actually a huge win for anyone who loves using an open source AI model. But there is a limitation. So at the moment, as far as I know, it is limited to perhaps, I forgot a number. So there is a number here. You are limited to 600, sorry about that. You are limited to 600 searches per minute, which I think is nothing. It is actually quite generous. So it's 600 requests per minute. I think that should not be a problem, but there is a number that you need to know. And another thing is it is limited to 25,000 characters per search. So when it is using the parallel search MCP, and if it is exceeding, let's say the content is exceeding 25,000, then it is only using the first 25,000 characters that it found on the web. So if you're searching something that is very long, very complicated, then there is a good chance that not all details will be included to the answer, and AI might miss several pieces of information. But I think 25,000 is actually quite a lot. You can open any random Wikipedia page and there is a good chance it is not even 25,000 characters. So I think the limit here is pretty generous, and you don't have to create an account, you don't have to log in or create an API key. So I would say this is a very generous offer from the company, and if you are interested, if you want to use their advanced or turbo mode, then you have to create an account and maybe you can implement that into your own project. But anyway, that's basically another way on how you can add a web search capability to LM Studio. And this is, I would say, quite premium but free because it is really fast and the result is, I would say, high quality. So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you want to see some other cool things that you can do with AI, then you can subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.